If you ever come across a book so massive you need a personal trainer just to lift it, and it casually contains a full-page portrait of the devil staring at you like you stole his lunch, congratulations! You've met the Codex Gigas, aka the Devil's Bible. And no, that nickname isn't clickbait. Created in the early 13th century in what's now the Czech Republic, the Codex Gigas is officially the largest surviving medieval manuscript in the world. Its name, Codex Gigas, literally means giant book. And when historians say giant, they meant it. Now this thing is about 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide, and weighs around 165 pounds, heavier than a mini fridge. Originally, the book had 320 parchment pages made from roughly 160 animal skins, which were very likely to have been calves. Sustainable living? Medieval times said absolutely not. The cover is solid wood wrapped in leather and metal, basically a medieval luxury phone case. Except if you drop it, someone might lose a toe or start a blood feud. Now, here's where things get suspiciously impressive. The entire book appears to have been written somewhere between 1204 and 1230, and it looks like a lot like it's been the passion project of one single scribe, because all over the whole thing is the same handwriting, the same ink style. It's flawless script from start to finish. Historians believe the scribe may have been Herman the Recluse, and estimates suggest it took 20 years of non-stop writing to complete. Throw in the illustrations, the outlining, and gathering the inventory for this giant thing, and the whole project must have taken some 25 to 30 years of work. So, before we meet the devil, let's talk about what's missing. The Codex is short 12 pages. No one knows where they went, and anytime history leaves a blank space, humans immediately fill it with drama. These missing pages sparked centuries of theories involving forbidden knowledge, dark rituals, and content so spicy it had to be removed for humanity's own safety. Read about a half of the Codex Gigas and you'll find yourself reading the full Latin Bible. Colorful, elaborate initials are hand-drawn at the beginning of most of the books there. Now, some initials take up a full page of the book, and the Gospels of Matthew and Mark have their initials sketched in none other than plain gold. You keep on reading, and eventually you'll find it's like someone tried to squeeze the entire medieval world into the Codex Gigas. You've got Josephus Flavius, serving ancient historical drama with Jewish history from creation all the way to the Roman rebellion. He's even got his portrait featured there. Then there is Etymology and Isidore of Seville, which is basically the medieval version of Wikipedia grammar, science, society, and yes, even fashion, because apparently looking cute mattered back then too. Now, you're feeling unwell? No worries. The Codex includes medical texts like the Medica, featuring the Ars Medicinae and Hippocrates' aphorisms. This book was literally a standard educational medical book back in the medieval days. So if you flip far enough, you might find a medieval cure involving herbs, prayers, and leeches. Lots and lots of leeches. Now, if politics and gossip are more your thing, there is the Bohemian Chronicle by Cosmas of Prague, cramming centuries of Bohemian history into just 11 massive pages. This book didn't specialize, it overachieved. And now we come to the main event. Near the end of the Codex is a massive image of Jerusalem, looking heavenly and bright, making you think of salvation, dripping with hope. And then right next to it, in crazy contrast, is a full-page portrait of the devil, taking up an entire spread like he booked the VIP section from hell. He's squatting between 2 towers, wearing an ermine loincloth looking very royal. I mean, the guy is the Prince of Darkness after all, but here the Prince of Darkness has got 4 fingers, 4 toes, and 2 forked tongues that look permanently sarcastic and a bit hilariously confusing. And right before the devil is a 5-page list of sins, all meant to tell the reader how weak humans are and how scary doing bad things is supposed to be. Now, right after that are 3 spells and 2 magic formulas. The 3 spells, it seems, were to cure the most annoying fevers and out-of-the-blue diseases medieval folks could think of. And the 2 magic formulas? They were rituals to catch thieves. Medieval police, you could say, but with a touch of sorcery. And as if that package wasn't already enough, the book comes with a calendar. Except this isn't your average desk calendar. It's a calendar for saints, feast days, and to make it even weirder, 1539 obituaries. Actual obituaries for Bohemian people, and no one even knows who 98% of these folks are. And here's a part that's even creepier. The pages before the portrait are darker and more worn, likely from centuries of readers flipping back just to stare. Medieval doom scrolling was absolutely a thing. And now, the legend. According to the most dramatic version, a monk broke his vows and was sentenced to be walled up alive inside a monastery, which even by medieval standards was a rough way to go. Desperate, he promised to write a book containing all human knowledge in a single night. Midnight arrived, reality set in, and panic followed. Legend says he prayed, but he didn't pray to God. He called upon the devil himself for help. So the devil showed up, and the book was finished. The devil got a portrait as a thank you gift. And the missing pages? Some say they were removed because they were too dangerous for humanity. Historians, though, offer a much less spicy explanation. Those missing pages were probably some monastery rules, and the flawless handwriting, the result of one extremely disciplined monk with decades of isolation, focus, and absolutely no distractions. The Codex itself lived a chaotic life. In 1295, some monks used it as collateral for a loan. It went into a monastery library in Bromov in 1477. And about a century after that, Emperor Rudolph II, who had a thing for weird objects and had a special love for the devil's portrait in the Codex Gigas, borrowed the thing from the library and never gave it back. The book enjoyed its time in Prague after that, but then at the end of the 30 Years' War, the Swedish army stole it and moved it back to Stockholm. So the Codex Gigas was loaned, stolen, used as collateral, and as if that wasn't enough, it was reportedly thrown out of a castle window during a fire, injuring someone below. I mean, imagine almost getting taken out by a book. Call it history's most aggressive paperback. Today, the Codex Gigas rests safely in the National Library of Sweden. The display closed to preserve it. Thankfully, there is a digital version because even medieval chaos deserves modern tech support. So, what do you think? Any clue who wrote the Codex Gigas? Now, if you know something about that we don't, drop your theory in the comments. And if you love strange, historical, slightly unhinged stories, subscribe to Myztora. Just remember, if a 3-foot tall book stares back at you, maybe don't read it alone at night.